Sure. Last night at about 11:15, the suspect in this incident approached the female victim in this case, while she was outside her residence. He forced her inside at gunpoint, where there was an additional adult female in the residence. During the course of the evening, he sexually battered both subjects, and then at one point turned the firearm on himself and shot himself. The victims were able to call 911 about 4:30 this morning, and then we responded and began our investigation.
Can you tell us a bit about his history as a volunteer deputy with the Sheriff's Office?
Sure. He was a volunteer with us for 16 months. It's an unpaid volunteer position where he performs basic law enforcement functions under the supervision of a full-time law enforcement deputy. You'll also see him at the larger events like the Bucks games where there's other deputies around.
Can you speak as well to the screening for volunteer deputies and how it compares to paid deputies?
It's the same screening process. It's a very thorough background where we look into their history, talk to them, talk to previous employers, and unfortunately in this case there was nothing that indicated anything like this would occur.
At what point was his volunteer deputy status terminated?
The next day. As soon as we found out about it, we responded to his residence, took our equipment, took our agency-issued firearm into our possession. So we do know that somehow he obtained a firearm to kill himself, and that's what we are trying to determine. How did he get that gun?
Can you discuss his residency at that house, the relationship, or what have you?
Again, we're not, in respect for Marcy's Law and the victims being sexual batteries victims, we're not going to get into that relationship, but we believe it's domestic related.
During your investigation, any signs that he may have done something like this in the past? Anybody else come forward?
No, we know that the previous incident in June 4th, where there was an allegation of sexual battery, that's the only other case that we're aware of, and then what happened last night.
Any other questions? Well, with cases like this, with domestic violence, what's the message the Sheriff's Office would like to send to people who might be involved in similar instances?
You know, we strongly encourage, whether it's our employees or the public, if they are a victim of domestic violence, to come forward. We can't help people if we don't know. We have services internally for employees, but we also recommend people call the Spring. If they're afraid to call law enforcement, call the Spring. They have counseling services. They can help you obtain an injunction. They have shelters. So it's something we encourage all our employees and the public. It's critical that you come forward so that we can try to help.
And for the victims in this case, are resources being extended to them at this time?
Absolutely. We have victim specialists on staff at the Sheriff's Office, and we connect them with those individuals, and then they work to provide them additional services, whatever may be necessary.
And for volunteer deputies, are they all issued guns? I know that's not what was used in this case, but what standard?
The volunteer reserve deputies are issued guns, but yes, it wasn't in this case used.
For the timeline purposes, were the victims able to call 911 and then he committed suicide, or he did that act and then they contacted?
Correct. He committed suicide, then they were able to call 911 and we responded.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.